Is your OCD back? And you're like, oh my gosh, now what? Don't worry, we're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about what happens when your OCD comes back. I know that can be very overwhelming, very disappointing. And I want to dive into it and give you just some new perspective and also some new hope. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified because I do make new videos every Thursday. Okay, it's back. Now, sometimes that's more of a disappointment for others, depending on your understanding of OCD. And so the first thing is to really understand OCD. That OCD is not like a cold. It's not something that you take medicine for and you cure it and it's done and it's good and it's gone and you don't have to worry about it. It's more like asthma or diabetes. It's something that when you first get diagnosed, it's overwhelming and you have to find the right medication or the right treatments and the right approaches to it, the right lifestyle for it. And then over time, you maintain your progress. And so you maintain your condition and you make it livable and you make it tiny. And so if you have diabetes, you learn how to manage that and you learn how to live a very full life with it not impacting you. And you might have some bumps depending on your health or your history. There might be some adjustments to your medication or your treatment approaches. And same thing with asthma. Same thing is with OCD. OCD is something that you have to manage. Now, that doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. It's important for people to understand that because then you don't take your eye off the ball, right? And so when I am crushing OCD and those intrusive thoughts and feelings aren't bothering me, because, side note, the goal is not to get rid of the intrusive thoughts or feelings. The goal is to get rid of the uncomfortable feeling and stress that is caused by those intrusive thoughts or feelings. And that's an important thing to understand. So even if you're getting upsetting thoughts, as long as they're not bothering you, you're crushing OCD. So just because you get more intrusive thoughts or feelings does not mean that OCD is back and something went wrong and everything's going to go horribly because now you're going all the way back to where you began. No, OCD will give you intrusive thoughts or feelings periodically in your life. That's not the part that we get to control. A lot of times when you are really crushing it, maybe it's really, really quiet and it's like a little gnat and you don't really hear it. But sometimes it will get louder. And when we panic and we say, oh my gosh, I'm having all of these thoughts again. It's back. I'm going to go to square one. This is devastating. And I get it because it is scary. But it's important to remind yourself, those are just OCD thoughts. I know how to recognize them. I know how to identify them. I've done this before. I know, okay, I'm going to do some exposures on this. ERP, exposure response prevention, is the gold standard evidence-based approach for OCD, and it's what you want to be doing maintenance-wise. It's good to do natural exposures, even when you're really doing well, right? Just to say, oh, this thing used to really bother my OCD. I'm going to go touch that, do that, say that, be that, whatever it might be. Even if it doesn't cause you distress, keep up with your exposures. And then when you see a new weed or a new thought pop up, maybe it's something completely different than what OCD would bother you with before, pat yourself on the back and that you, one, are noticing it, and two, you want to do something about it. Because all those skills, all those tools that you have in your big toolbox that you got when you learned how to tackle your OCD, guess what? It's still there. And so it makes it easier when you hit bumps over time because it's not a new thing to you. And so you get out your toolbox, your metaphorical toolbox, blow off the dust because it shouldn't be dusty. You should be using them all the time. Pull them out and your brain will remember them. Oh yeah, this is what I did with OCD. The cool thing, the uplifting thing, the hopeful thing is that you don't have to create those tools. They're already in your toolbox. And so it is easier to crush OCD as you progress, as you have made progress. It's a messy progress, but when it comes back up, it's another opportunity to go to the OCD gym and say, nope, 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 not going to allow you to grow. The way OCD grows is through compulsions, whether it's physical or mental, or avoidance is a compulsion, right? So pay attention to that. You might need to sharpen your tools. Maybe you didn't have a lot of tools to begin with, and so you might want to have to get some new tools. But the only thing you have to worry about is not growing OCD by doing those compulsions. So delaying the compulsions, eventually avoiding the compulsions, doing exposures that trigger OCD. That is key. And long-term, people with OCD live a very happy, healthy, enjoyable, fulfilling life when they recognize that they need to keep an eye on possible intrusive thoughts, when they don't panic when they have intrusive thoughts. They either just accept them and say, yep, there's my OCD, but I'm not going to touch that. It wants to be fed. I'm not going to touch that. They're going to come and go, and that's okay, right? Don't get hooked in. And lastly, you periodically keep up and you're doing exposures. You're poking at OCD and the old themes that you had just to make sure that it's staying in its cage. So I hope that you found that helpful. Don't forget to find the sparkle in everything you do. Don't let OCD take your sparkle away. And I'll be back for another video next Thursday. For those of you that are parents that are watching, I do want to mention that I have 4 OCD workshops that just came out, brand new resource, and it actually ends today. I'm sorry, my YouTube videos come out on Thursday, and so it's been happening for the last few days. So if you're not on my newsletter email list or follow me on Facebook, you may not know about this, or my podcast. There's lots of different ways to find out about what I'm doing, but you can get an introductory rate for all 4 OCD workshops. They are on demand, they are quick, easy help on very popular topics around helping your child with OCD. And so I have one on how to create a therapeutic home environment, one on how OCD will sabotage success, and how to not allow OCD to do that, right? This is actually a good topic around that. How to pull back your accommodations and not let OCD sneak accommodations in, and how to help your child with OCD in the school environment. And I am giving all 4 of those away at a huge discount, but today is the last day, and I'm sorry for that. It will end tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. If you are watching this after Thursday, March 9th, 2023, you can still get them in a bundle, just not at that introductory discounted rate. And you can check that out at natashadaniels.com/workshops. I'll be back again next week. Take care.